Hello, my friends. This is Rabbi Aharon Dobinsky coming to you today from the holy city of Jerusalem, Israel. Great day today. You'd love it. You should be here. Anyway, we're going to talk about something that has to do with what we're going through at this particular time. When I was a small boy, my father, when I would get out of line, which I must admit was, quite frequently, would sometimes say to me, I want you to go to your room, and I want you to think about that. I want you to think about what you did, and then we'll talk again. Well, why did he send me to my room? So I could be alone? Yeah, a little bit. So I could be isolated from others? Yeah, a little bit. But more than anything else, I believe he thought that it was the best way that I could get a fresh perspective on what I did. So I really understood it, so that when the opportunities come up later on, I don't do the same thing. You see, it's one thing to do the same thing over and over again on opportunities that are good and that you do the right things on. But the ones you do the wrong things on, you need to learn from. I tell people all the time, oh, Rabbi, I made such a terrible mistake when I did this. Well, that happens. That's part of being human. And a mistake is not wasted if you learn from it. If you learn next time something comes up like this, not to do this or to do this instead of that, it wasn't a waste. You learned from it, and you were able to grow because you learned from it. And this is what you want to do in life, is you want to learn and you want to grow. So now, we're in the middle of Ben HaMitzarim, the middle of the 3 weeks. The 3 weeks, 3 negative weeks. That's what they're called, 3 negative weeks. Are they negative? Well, they are to a certain extent, but not if you learn during the 3 weeks. It's a time of reflection. It's a time to look back and see, what have we done this last year that we did right? What have we done this last year that was wrong? How could we have done better? How could we have exchanged the things that were not the best to things that would be in our benefit and in the benefit of all those around us? How do we do that? We get a chance to reflect, to think about it. Now, those of you who do it Bodhidut every day, you're used to this. You do this on a daily basis. You reflect on what you've done. And you know from that how to go forward, how to improve, how to get closer to Hashem, how to get to a higher madrega, a higher level, how to be the best you that you could be. It's a matter of seizing that opportunity and going with it. Most of us, I guess, have this, how do I call it, a special hip pocket deal, as we used to call it in sales. Something they whip out at the last moment, which takes them to where they want to be. I will do that. I know it's what I need to do. I'm sure it's what I need to do. I am going to do that. Or I'm not going to do that. Whatever it is, I'm going to take the following actions later. After when the day is over, when it's Shabbat, the week is over, on Rosh Hashanah, when the year starts fresh and new, when I get out of the job I'm in now and do a better job, when I do better on things, whenever, it goes on and on and on and on. It's like people who are going to try to do something. I'm going to try to be there. I'll try to be there. We used to have a saying back in the old days that triers are liars. You don't try. You're there. I'll be there. I'll be there. My word is my bond. I'll be there. I'll do that. My word is my bond. I'll do that. Try. Try is a good way of saying, I'm going to do that later, some other time. And the road to failure is paved with a whole bunch of laters. So what you need to do is do it today. Do it now. Learn from the mistakes that you've made in the past. Learn. Be a good teacher to those around you as well. Help them to learn. Don't just keep it to yourself. What you've got here is good stuff. It's great. Why would you keep it to yourself? Share it with those around you. Let them know. These are great weeks. These 3 great weeks of reflection to look back on what we did. We know why we have them. We know why we have Tisha B'Av. We know the story of the Meraglim, the spies who came back and gave a bad report on the land of Israel in spite of the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, oh, come on, we know this, knows everything we don't know, and then some way beyond that, and he told us it was good. And they basically came back and slandered him. They basically said, it's not so great. It's going to be hard. We're going to get killed. Let's not do this. It's a really bad idea. And they came back, and the people heard, and they cried all night. And Hashem basically said to them, another thing that my father used to say to me when I was very young, if I would cry for no reason. And most kids do that. We hear it all the time in gans all over the place. We hear from our own kids. We've done it. We know what I'm talking about. And he'd look at me and he'd go, you keep crying, I'll give you something to cry about. And he meant it. I can't ever remember him doing anything like that because I remember usually stopping at that point because I realized he'd had it up to here. Well, where do we get our midot from? We get our midot from Hashem. Why? Because he has exactly the same midot, only mastered much better than we can master our own. So, in our particular case, for 3 weeks he sent us to our room. Go to your room. Think about what you've done. Not just what happened to the Meraglim, that was bad, but think about all the things that have happened since then. Think about the reasons why the first temple was destroyed. The second temple was destroyed. Jews were expelled from the Iberian Peninsula, from Spain and Portugal. Think about it. Yes, they happened on a specific date because of a specific reason. But think about why they happened. Think about why they happened. The temple is being destroyed because of idol worship and because of Lashon Hara. People not showing proper love for their brothers. And you know and I know every day when we start our prayers, what's the first thing we commit to? We commit to the saying, Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Ve'ahavta l'reacha. You shall love your brother as yourself. Is this what you would do to yourself? Is this how you would treat yourself? Is this how you want to be? So Hashem put us in our room 3 weeks to think about what we've done, to think about how we can do better, how we can improve, because we can and we will, and he gives us help. Look at what we have to help us to get through this every year. They say that when people have passed on, that their spirit comes back on their yard site to help. Who do we have that comes back to Ben HaMitzarim? Well, just to name a few, Aharon HaKohen is one. His son Elazar is another. You have the Arizal HaKadosh, the holy Arizal, the one who put together all the laws of Kabbalah. This is who we have to help us. They're here to inspire us, to show us what the road could be if we will be the right kind of people. If we will seize the opportunities that are good and work on them, not later, but today, right now. If we will watch the things we do and be more careful in what we do. Sometimes, don't you ever get the feeling when you keep leaving your keys behind? You leave your phone behind. You leave other things behind. You forget this, you forget that, you forget other things. You think to yourself, at least I do, and maybe you do as well, I have to be more conscientious. I have to be more conscious of what I do so I don't do these things. So I don't make a mistake, leave my phone at home, and have to turn around, make a 10-minute trip back to get it so I can make a 10-minute trip so I can now be 20, 30 minutes late for whatever activity I was headed to, whether it be a class or work or whatever. These are Hashem's ways of telling us, be more conscious. Think about things that you do. Not only can you think about it, I'm giving you a whole 3 weeks for you to take some time to push aside your lives of pleasure and to take some serious time and think about what have we done? What can we do better? What can we undo by doing the best that we can to make a better life for ourselves and those around us? They're not secrets. They're all in Torah. We have them. You can read them anytime you want. So can I. We can all do this. It makes us better people. It makes us the kind of people who live on this earth who are living a life of love, of joy, of fulfillment that brings us closer to our Chodesh Baruch Hu. And after all, that is what we want. So, my friends, take it easy during these Ben HaMitzarim. They're 3 negative weeks. And take the time to do what they were planned to do to make you think about where you are, where you're going, what you can do. Make yourself do something positive to get through them. There was an old admiral in the U.S. Navy, and he used to say, had it on his desk, a sign that said, do it now, do it right now. So do it now, do it right now. Have a great Shabbos, Chodesh Tov. Make it through the rest of these 3 weeks and know that you would learn something out of it and you can improve your life and you can share this with others. Be well, my friends. God bless. All the best.